You are live. Oh, we are live.
We are live. Nako. Ang dami nating guests ngayon, Iba.
We are alive.
We are alive.
Grateful, man. It's a difficult time for everyone, and I'm just thankful we can hang out and just shoot the shit. Can I say that? Can I say shit?
You just said shit.
Oh, wala pa naman si
Hindi ba si?
Wala pa naman bata.
Nagwawala na si Bianca.
Nako,
Oh,
Iba.
ang daming fans ni Touie, oh.
Oy.
Ha?
Nako, yun na.
Bakit? Saan nakikita yun?
Hello sa
Sa comments.
YouTube.
On
sa
the
comments.
on StreamYard, you can see on the comments button on the right side.
Right. There.
Oy, thank you
Oh.
pala doon sa mga doon sa mga OGAWA peeps. Nanood sila last week.
Yun, oo. At saka, yung episode last week, nakasama natin si John Estrada, available na sa Spotify.
And then, may offer na si John, na-discover na si Buck. So next time, sabi ni John, kung may show siya ulit, magiging sidekick si Buck.
Oo. Si Buck yung
basta may
babasahin.
bayad.
Oh, and then we also found out, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's followed and who's Nax parang pro. lahat ng mga nakikinig sa Tunay na Rider podcast. In the last 6 months, we've tripled our listenership on the podcast. So please,
Ha?
pare hindi na isa.
May nakikinig sa atin?
Tatlo na, 300%. So please subscribe and listen to our podcast on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Even if you don't listen to us, just subscribe. That'll help because may 500 peso premio yung Podcast Network Asia for the most subscribers.
Oo.
500 din yun. May kikitain na tayo.
Tsaka iimbitahan ka namin sa mga lumpia party.
Oh, totoo yun,
Yun.
500 pesos yung incentive.
Dami-daming lumpia din yun.
May YouTube channel ba kayo?
Yeah, pero kung tatlo yung
yeah.
nanonood na nakikinig sa Spotify, isa
Si Doc Rolly yung sa YouTube. Oo.
like dalawa lang yung nasa YouTube.
Yun.
Got it.
Oy,
Facebook
sa mga
is
manunood pala ngayon, magpapamigay tayo mamaya ng na
Maraming sangkatutak na premyo.
Tunay na Rider Starter Pack. These are a few of our favorite things.
10 seconds.
4.
3, 1.
Whoa! Darararan!
Laga.
Yun.
All
Good
right.
evening.
Hey. So welcome to episode 63, the Hombres episode. And as usual, we've got Buck, Jolly, and me, Iba. That's the first time I did that. Because I figured if people are going to listen, they should know who else is talking. Diba? And on the show tonight, we've got...
So many firsts.
We've got people I've ridden with my whole riding life. And this is my...
Sino yan?
motorcycle group. This is Jolly's motorcycle group. This is Buck's motorcycle group. And since this is the first real kind of motorcycle group we've had on the show, we figured it has to be the Hombres. And we will start from youngest to baldest. We've got Touie. What's up, Touie?
Yeah.
Hey. Hi, guys.
We've got Eric, my ninong.
Hello there, guys.
And he's also a grandpa tonight. Grandpa again. Congrats, Eric.
Congratulations!
And then we've got Lex Luthor, or aka Dino Ocampo.
Oo nga, no?
Pwede rin Kingpin.
You know, Dino looks
Maybe.
like he looks like he's one of those people who had like some kind of major trauma because before he was jolly and fat and smiley, and then something happened during the lockdown, and now he's this buff, scary guy out for revenge.
Ah, si ano pala iba
Sumali
yan?
ako
Si
sa
Agent,
ano,
si Agent 47.
hindi, sumali ako sa Right Said Fred cosplay contest.
All
Ang
right,
tito ng
but
reference.
before we
Oh, si
go
Emil.
on with the hombres,
Yon. Bago tayo mag-start sa ating episode, pag-usapan muna natin ang Podmetrics. Matagal na nating sponsors ito. Kasi kung ikaw ay isang podcaster or isang taong gustong mag-advertise sa isang podcast, pumunta kayo sa podmetrics.co. Marami tayong mga features for both content creators at saka advertisers. So punta kayo sa podmetrics.co na website. Kasi ang Podmetrics is the easiest way to monetize your podcast. And back to you, Iba. Oh,
Richard Bolt is awake. Can somebody send him a link? Richard, you gotta hop on the phone, man.
Yeah.
You gotta hop.
Oh,
That's cool. International,
internet phone.
international hombres.
And we've got Emil, who should be watching out for his wife, but he's giving a shout out to Touie and to his dad.
ayun. Uy, Iba, mag-shoutout na rin tayo. First time na nag-comment to. Si Jonathan O. Buckley. Isang malupit na tambay to sa Mad Manila.
What's
Di kami
up,
umuuwing
Jonathan?
Na-
Di tayo umuuwing
Hi,
sober
Jonathan.
pag kasama namin siya.
And then we've got our friends from Iloilo. You know, I really gotta know your real name because it's really difficult to say Zupla dito Gidko. So I'm not, if you can PM that, well, maybe to us privately.
Uy,
all right.
nakuha na ni Zupla dito Gidko ang kanyang premyo. Pina-JNT pa natin papuntang Iloilo.
Next time, yung mga mananalo sa probinsya, mga maliit na prizes, ha?
COD. Hindi, COD.
Hindi
Para
kami yung
magaan.
gumagastos eh.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start
All right.
the show with how we usually start it when we have Tunay na Riders of the Week. And again, I will always follow this route, youngest to baldest. Touie, when and
All
why
right.
did you start riding?
Started riding back in 2003 or something like that. Definitely started riding because of my dad. I don't think at that age, I would have ridden a bike if not for, a parent who actually allowed me to hop on one. So yeah, very, very young age. 16, I think, 15, something like that.
Well, consentidor yung dad mo, ah.
Yeah,
Wow, very
he's the original hombres.
Yep. No, I gotta say that, and we'll go into this a little bit later. We've got 3 generations of hombres here, I think. We've got my dad is an hombre. Jolly's dad is an hombre. Eric's dad is not an hombre. His son is. And Touie's dad is an hombre. Ayan, Eric, Ninong. When and how did
original
you get into
hombre.
riding? The original commander.
Yeah,
The heart
I
of the
learned how to operate a motorcycle in 1967 when I was 10 years old.
Wow,
Mm.
my dad was just born.
my, my mom was too pregnant to drive us to school, so she would contract this tricycle driver, our neighbor in the province, to bring us all to school. And on the way home, because we're not rushing, the tricycle driver will allow me to be the one to operate the tricycle. So that's how I learned the rudiments of operating a motorcycle. Of course, wala pang banking, but I knew the controls. And after all, I was born and raised in the tricycle capital of the world, Cabanatuan City. So it's just a matter of time before I would learn how to use. But I learned, I had a taste of my first big bike maybe 10 years later when I was like, no, about 15. My uncle had a 300cc Honda, and we would, push it out his garage, and we would, my cousin and I would teach ourselves, and so that's how I learned. But in 2003, I, after spending so much time working outside of Metro Manila, I found myself suddenly having to spend a lot of working hours crisscrossing the metropolis from Ortigas Center to Chinatown. I bought my first scooter to use in the city. That was in 2003, and the rest is history. Hombres was born in 2006.
2006.
When your dad gave me a call and said, I want to see Mayon volcano erupt. So I called up Boylit, and there were like 8 of us. That
Oh,
includes Iba.
Oops.
Iba
yep,
who
yep,
doesn't want
yep,
to go beyond 60 kph at that time.
yep, yep.
So we rode all the way to
Mhm.
Mayon, hoping to, see, watch the Butandings in Sorsogon and blah, blah, blah. But, those things didn't happen. But yeah, since then, today is like actually 2 weeks short of 15 years of riding together, the Hombres.
Holy
September
crap.
6th.
15
September
years.
6th,
Mhm.
September 6th of 2006. The Peña
Wow.
Francia festival of that year.
So we've got Doc Francis here saying, Coach Mel was asking, ano yung history ng Hombres? Sabi ni Doc Francis, mahaba yan, Coach Mel. Panahon pa ng dinosaur yan.
Exacto. Exacto.
All right. Yeah, Dino, when and why did you start riding motorcycles?
Wow, I mean, late bloomer ako compared to these two guys. I actually first started riding in my mid 30s actually, and I medyo na pressure ako because my wife learned to ride a motorcycle and she bought her own motorcycle. So medyo na pressure ako. Went to can I mention Honda? I went to Honda riding school, and then
You can mention
I
Honda
got
as
my
much as
first-
you want. They just don't give us money.
All right.
KTM, KTM, KTM.
And I got my first motorcycle from Hill. Rest in peace, actually, because he was
Hill is
my
awesome.
client in BMW.
Oh wow.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I got my first bike, and then 2 years later was my first ride with Hombres, and that's a weird story in itself.
Wait, so your
Yep,
wife?
How
Yeah.
did you
This
end
is
up? How did you end up riding with us? Anyway, where was your first ride with us?
Okay. This is interesting because you kind of saved my life on that ride, Eric. I'm not sure if you remember.
Eric has
Because
saved all of our lives, and I think all of us have
Oh, that's true.
really
That's
incredible
true.
Eric
Oh.
stories.
Yeah. Okay. Start na tayo. Because Doc Benji actually invited me to the first Hombres track day. So I met up with you guys. Yeah, and then I had an oil head. I still have it, and I think I know Iba has an oil head, Jolly has an oil head, Eric has an oil head. Yung sakit ng oil heads, medyo usually nasisira yung quick release sa gas tank. So medyo nakakahiya. Your wife allowed you to join the Hombres. Yes, she did. Sorry, medyo natulala ako. But anyway, so di ba nakakahiya, you first time to meet up with a riding group, biglang may sira yung bike mo. So super jahe. And the amazing thing that Eric did was we had a support truck, I think. So Eric, syempre, I guess familiar siya with the quirks of oil heads. he asked the driver to go to, I think, an aquarium supply store. Tapos sinabi niya, ano yung makukuha mo sa aquarium supply store to
Tanso.
repair the fuel lines of a BMW oil head, and that's why I was able to join the track day. So yeah, so yeah, I really remember that. So galing talaga ng superhero talaga si Eric.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll share my Eric life saving story later. So okay, so now, oh, hindi mabasa ni Eric yung comments.
Oh,
I think
Mas cool lang yung glasses niya, Malcolm X.
okay. So, I think
no, the other
before.
one kasi is too reflective, and this one as well too. But anyway, better.
Just tilt it down.
All
That's
right.
the trick. Just look down a little bit. Yon. All right. So,
Okay.
Eric, you said earlier that the Hombres started 15 years ago. And you said it was the first long ride of everyone who was there, no? I guess how did it come about? And what was there a driving force behind it? Is there like a mission behind the club? What is Hombres, Eric?
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask Touie and Dino the same question. What is Hombres to you, Nax?
Okay.
Wow.
As I
What is
said,
beauty, di ba? Parang ganyan.
Oh, lalabas na to sa
the-
top
the-
bikes, Eric, ah. So, kailangan powerful. Nandito si
Sila si
Aris
Aris.
Ilagan eh.
Dahil
Hello
gusto
daw.
natin yan, eh.
Okay. Anyway, the Hombres name. Okay, let's start with the name. I think was coined by Philip Camara because at that time, wala pang Viber, wala pang Messenger, wala pang Telegram.
Yahoo
The
groups.
only way for communal communication was e-groups.
Morse code.
So, e-groups, Philip Camara registered the group and he couldn't think of a name. So he just said Hombres of Manila. And from there, the group became like a close-knit Viber group, so to speak. Pero email pa ang ginagamit. Email pa.
Yahoo group siya.
Yeah, Yahoo group pa siya. And so, in the middle of the week, somebody will recommend, oy, masarap ang ganitong lugar doon masarap ang ganitong pagkain sa ganong lugar. Masarap yung ganitong pagkain sa ganong lugar. So, naging norm is, whatever we wanted to eat or whatever somebody suggested is a good thing to eat in some place would determine our destination. So, until eventually about 10 years later, na-evolve na ang Hombres daw, ang motto is, we ride for food.
We ride for food. All right.
Yeah, now.
That is true.
The
Because
driving
that was
force
for me
behind
30 pounds
okay,
ago.
The driving force behind this group actually is maybe the characters who are the key people who were there in the original 8. Romy Bernardo, yung walang kapagurang mag-push ng mga email and mag-copy furnish ng mga text messages.
Basically, yung dad ko, yung secretariat.
Yeah, he was the second. Yeah, if you want anything to be disseminated, just send a text to Romy, it'll blow. Randy David, who everybody looks up to as the provider of the Sunday subject matter for breakfast, his column.
Yeah, agree.
Okay? Of course, Philip, who will tell everybody that let's go to this place. All the roads there are paved, so everything's okay. Of course, there was Alan Ortiz. God bless. I mean, may he rest in peace. He was then with National Grid Corporation, National Transmission Corporation, and he had people all over the Philippines. So kahit saan kami mag-ride, mayroong built-in support vehicle, support staff na pwedeng mag-alalay. So at that time magra-ride kami, hindi namin kailangan magdala ng pickup or ng support vehicle.
Grave
So,
abuse of power.
Yeah.
I also want to say kung gaano ka-social, ha? When we did our Mindanao ride, was it the Visayas ride, Eric?
Yeah, Visayas.
Pare, plinan niya when like the helicopter would follow the lines because Transco has helicopters to check on the power lines.
Transmission lines, yes.
So as a side mission, they checked on the status of the roads. So may advance party kami na helicopter.
Tsaka hindi lang 'yon. I think that was Mindanao. That was the Gensan to
Mindanao. It was Mindanao. You're right.
To Davao to Camiguin. No, but the one where we did Visayas, social nga, sabi ni Iba, ship 10 bikes to Dumaguete together with one mechanic, store it in the Transco warehouse in Dumaguete. 2 days later, these guys with their helmets and riding jackets arrive on board the PAL, free breakfast in the Transco office, then ride to Bacolod. And, so those things, nagkataon lang, pati, masarap yung kombinasyon. Dahil ako galing sa military, pag may checkpoint, ako yung spearhead, bye-bye. Good morning, sir. Pagka in-stop kami, sasaludo pa. Pagka hindi masyadong friendly yung nag-checkpoint at mukhang tiga kaliwa.
Nandun si Randy.
Prof. Randy.
Minsan may nasiraan si Alan Ortiz sa Antique.
Yep. I remember that.
Nowhere. And so kailangan iwanan yung bike dahil si Nestor bukas pa darating. Nestor from Auto House.
So okay, can I just say how incredible the support we got from BMW, and they did it for everyone. We were not unique. This was a brand new BMW. It was the key ring antenna ring issue, and we were in the middle of nowhere, and Nestor left the next day. And he rode the bike back. Grabe yun. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
And then, kung sa Mindanao, so meron kaming pass sa mga righties forces, military, police, sagot ko yun. Sa left, sagot ni Randy. Pagka Muslim, sagot ni Iba. So, you can go anywhere in the Philippines, meron kaming passes. May quarantine pass kami. wala pang COVID, may quarantine pass na kami. Ganun yun.
So, and actually said, yeah, that was more than I expected. But that's a great story. It brings back a lot of memories, and that's why sobrang spoiled ako mag-ride because of the Ombres. Alam mo, the network to make these awesome rides happen safely anywhere in the Philippines is one of the reasons I love riding with the Ombres. No? And everybody's got your back. All right, Touie, what is the Ombres to you since you're second gen?
I think,
Fiber group.
Well, sige. No. I started riding with you guys 2006, right? When the group started. Back then, my math is bad,
student,
but
right?
I was still a student. Like, I just got my driver's license and
Single,
I met-
unmarried, not
yeah,
bad.
definitely.
Grabe, tagal na nun, dude.
So, parang I was joining my dad because that was the only time I was allowed to ride with him and with the Hombres. And I remember my dad saying, no offense to other groups, but the reason why we liked riding with the Hombres is because walang, yung term walang pukpukan. Walang like the other groups like Atat, Club 200, like all these guys just riding so fast. And my dad just said, dito tayo, chill. Um, but I don't know, as the years passed by, medyo bumibilis din yung mga rider ng Hombres. So, I don't know, like,
Alam
sabi
mo,
ko, yun nga eh.
Alam mo, Touie, yung
Alam
dad
mo,
mo at
Touie,
yung dad ko,
Si Boylet lang yan.
pareho yung logic nila. Nung una, ayaw ako pagmotorin na hindi ko kasama ang hombres.
Yeah.
Kasi daw, syempre, chill ang hombres. Pero
Yeah.
nagkaroon ako ng isang problemang ride dati. Kasi dala ko yung R65 ko nun, tapos medyo nakakalas pa siya nun. Sa Esitex, ay in-overtaken ko si Randy, David. Mga 160 yata takbo ko nun. Tapos si Randy, nagsumbong sa tatay ko. Nayari ako dun.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yun lang. Sorry,
I
who
just
was
want to say
talking?
hi. We
Yeah.
got Vic in the house. Vic, unmute ka
Vic.
naman. Long time, dude. Oh wait, walang audio.
Oo nga, wala siyang audio. There.
Hello, Vic.
Okay, there.
Yan. Hey Vic,
Sorry.
what's up? How you doing during this lockdown?
I'm okay. I lost my dad to the COVID, so recovering now.
Oh wow, I
Oh
didn't know
man,
that. Condolences.
sorry to hear.
It's okay.
That's our worst fear.
Yes.
So,
Welcome back, Commander.
it's great to have you on the show. Actually, this is the one of the reasons we do Tunay na Rider is just so that we have a tambike, right? Bike night where we can hang out with friends and enjoy and connect and tell stories about riding. So Vic, what is I'm gonna leap since you got here late to you. What is the Hombres to you, Vic?
Good company, good food, good conversation, and good group. Yan siya. That's Hombres for you.
It always comes back to the food,
It always
Yep.
come back to good food. Experience na yan. Actually, it's more of kahit saan mapadpad. Pag sinabi ni Commander nandito tayo, may alam na siyang kainan dyan somewhere. Pag sinabi nila na south o north, may alam ng dadaanan. Before umalis ng jump off point, meron ng destination food. Mas importante yung destination food kaysa sa kalsada. Tama ba, Commander?
Siyempre, ang daming mga kunusu dun sa grupo eh. Siyempre, hindi ka pa pwedeng hinto ka lang sa basta-bastang lugar. Kailangan,
Nakakahiya,
alam mo na,
oo.
nakakahiya. Andyan si Randy David, Kapampangan Cuisine. Si Romy, Continental French Fine Dining, ang kanyang everyday staple. Pero Touie, ang sabi ng tatay
Yes.
sa'yo, kaya kanya gustong inintroduce sa riding dahil sa Hombres kasi dito yung chill lang na hindi sila pumupukpok. Alam mo ba kung
Correct.
sinong original pukpukero na?
It's true.
Pwede tayo pumunta doon.
Tatay mo. Alam mo ba?
Grabe, ang bilis na tumakbo, ah.
No, the two of us rode. Okay, the two of us rode to Clark, I think.
Clark, yeah, I think that was Clark.
Nag-breakfast kami. For one reason or another, tatlo yata kami. Wala pang hombres noon.
Yeah.
There was a group. Actually, I met Jugbing when I was riding with another group. Anyway, so there was one Sunday, the two of us went to Clark. In-stop kami sa Clark, checkpoint kami, ayoko yung mga iba pinauuwi. So, sabi niya, so pinababalik siya, sabi niya, ayaw akong papasukin eh, bawal daw. So, lumapit ako dun sa kasi siya nauna eh. Tapos sabi ko, halika na. Tapos nakita yung sumasaludo yung nagche-checkpoint. Pare, bakit ako ayaw? Bakit ikaw pinayagan? Sabi ko, dati ako sa military. Ganun ba? Sabi niya, hindi mo naman sinabi. Di sana tinuloy ko na lang. Sabi niya. Di, okay na. So, okay na kami. Pabalik sa Manila, ito yung mga time na ito yung mga time na nag-uumpisa pa silang mag-implement ng yung speeding, overspeeding. Palabas kami ng Balintawak exit. Balintawak pa ang bayaran noon eh. Palabas kami ng Balintawak exit. Si Jumbing hinahantay ng mga patrol.
Kinabangan.
Ginawa niya, nagtago doon sa likod ng isang ang alam ko to this day, mukhang hindi pa siya nagbayad ng toll. Iniwanan niya ako, nagtatakbo siya, mabilis. Kasi yung K1200 yung dala niya, ako dala ko yata yung TDM pa or yung 1100 RS. Alam mo, inabutan ko siya doon sa traffic light ng Roosevelt. Sabi ko, pare, sumobra naman yata tuloy. Iharangin ako eh. Sabi niya.
I don't know if these are the kind of stories we can share because may clear liabilities. Baka biglang may
baka may maningin. NLEX utang na po.
Okay. May statute of limitations na. All right, Dino.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I've said this to Iba before actually. Parang just like Touie, it's not necessarily to diss other motorcycle groups or the nature of other groups, but yeah, I'm just really fond of hombres. I just love just flitting in and out because for me hombres is really a motorcycle group for guys who don't like the traditional notion of motorcycle groups. Kasi, di ba, how do I not be negative about this? I guess parang most motorcycle groups define themselves by who can't get in, right? Kasi itong group na to para sa ganitong brand lang, or itong group na to para sa mga nakatira sa wherever, sa South or sa QC or whatever, or itong grupo na to pang ganitong klaseng riding, or itong grupo na to pang cruiser lang or whatever, and hombres isn't really bound by those kinds of limitations. So people always feel welcome, like people, like I just saw Richard's quote now. So parang Richard's here and he's welcome, and even if he goes to Kyoto or Canada, he's still part of hombres, or Titon or whoever. Like people, I guess parang, I don't know, it's like the mafia. Parang once you're in hombres, you're always part of hombres, diba? So there, it feels very inclusive in that way.
So yeah, I agree with Dino 110% in that the hombres is the motorcycle club for people who don't like motorcycle clubs. Right? that's what the hombres is.
Kailan yun? Yung NatCon, yung nasa Tagaytay yata yung NatCon.
Oo.
Nag-ride tayo hombres nung Sunday. Saan tayo? Hindi
Clark.
sa Tagaytay.
What's sa Tagaytay? So
parang the original social distancing motorcycle club, diba?
Yep.
Saan maraming tao, sige, wag na tayo doon.
Yep. And also it's inclusive, no? So I guess my next question, and I feel free whoever wants to answer it, aside from the people born into it, right? Because Jolly and Touie seem to have been born into the hombres. How do you become an hombre?
Well, I guess
May hazing ba? May rules? May ano ba? Ano ba yung
Well, alam mo sa tingin ko at that time, pag sinali ka ni Romy Bernardo doon sa yung email address mo sa
Sa Yahoo
Yahoo
Groups.
Group, member ka na. Ganun yun dati.
Tama. Agree.
Speaking, no? No, seriously speaking, a lot of you guys, some were introduced by somebody who's already riding with us. Some were just met
Naligaw lang sa gas station.
Kamukha ni Kamukha ni
Matikain.
yung si
Richie.
Raymond at saka si Malu. Who
Oh,
are
yeah.
now
Yeah.
considered leaders in the motorcycle
The
community
riding community. Yeah.
of the Philippines. Their very
Gas
first
station,
ride
gas
was
station
with the
sila, di ba?
hombres. They started their first ride with the hombres. So
I think I was there.
yeah, when
naka-RT si ano.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oy,
Oh, yan.
andito si Raymond Gabriel. Hello.
Speaking of Raymond. Raymond, pasok ka dito.
Send mo ng link si Raymond.
Send natin ng link si Raymond.
Anyway,
Okay.
so
Go ahead,
how
Eric.
do you, going back to the answer, how do you become a member? I think there are only, I'll try to recall as much as I can what Randy wrote of what the Hombres is all about. It's a group of men, a group of people who are, who share a love for motorcycles and motorcycling, who does not want to have a president, does not want to have a uniform, does not have to join mandatory rides,
Oh.
and is able to follow the group protocols while in the ride and look out for each other. That's it. Walang monthly dues, wala.
Walang
Tapos,
mandatory
syempre,
bike nights.
Tsaka dapat kailangan dapat alam mo din kung alin ang masarap at hindi masarap na pagkain.
Yun.
Kasi pagka hindi ka marunong na wala kang alam na masarap na kainan, wala kang mako-contribute.
Yun.
medyo
Alam mo, sa tingin ko,
maatok.
ano yun, Eric sa tingin ko, it's a prerequisite, di ba? Kung like, talagang nagra-ride ka, alam mo yung mga, yung mga magagandang eating spots, di ba?
Hindi, pero yung hombres, hindi lang basta mga bulaluhan, kambingan eh. Kailangan merong diwal. Ha?
The class.
Kailangan
May unique.
merong,
May unique.
di ba? Yung talagang yung talagang medyo talagang sasadyain mo.
So, I agree, Eric.
Ano yung favorite treat ni Iba that my first and yung itik ba?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fried
You
itik.
can
Remember?
Dapat, we always have our birthday there.
Yeah, he always
May
celebrates
list.
Nina's Itik
Yep.
together with
Yes.
Doc Francis.
Is that still
Ano yung
open?
ano?
My list.
No, their
Parang hindi
mother,
eh.
no, their mother branch in Plaridel, Bulacan is the only one
It's gone. Ah, okay,
the
that
only one
one.
that's open. It's
Yeah,
along the
yeah.
bypass road of Balagtas, Bustos.
Pero we used to eat in one of those. I think that
Yes.
that one inside the gas station ba yun?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
along Total
yeah.
San Simon.
That's gone na.
Yeah, no
Wala
more.
na.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, I'm gonna ask you guys, Vic, Touie, Dino, how do you guys get into the hombres naman? May application. I mean, according to Eric, there's no rules. Yan, Vic.
There you go.
Who?
Tama
Vic,
si
Vic,
Eric
Vic,
eh.
Vic.
I joined through an email. Naglast si Sir Romy inviting for a ride actually. Pero my first ever ride with hombres actually was in Batangas. Nagulat ako. Akala ko yung typical morning ride lang na balikan kasi sanay ako sa Atat saka sa Club 2 eh. I came from a sport bike club. So ang ride namin starts at 6:30 or 5:45. Home ka by 9. Ang home ko
Bilis ah.
Home ako by 2 p.m. 2 2 p.m. ako nakauwi noon. First ride ko sa kanila. Sabi ko ba, ibang klase to. Doon ako nag-isip, binenta ko yung sport bike ko. Pumunta na ako ng adventure bike. Sabi ko, lugi ako. Sabi ko, sa layo ng biyahe namin, sa tagal ng binabiyahe namin, sa sport bike, talo ka. Naalala ko noon, si Cesar, nasa harapan ko, R1, naka-JSXR ako, hatawan kami. Pagdating sa bahay, wala kang pakinabang. Bagsak ka eh. Sabi ko, useless to. Sabi ko, this is a useless bike. Sabi ko, you don't even enjoy the sights. Katulad ng ginagawa nila Eric sa kanila, They'll enjoy sila eh. Kahit si Iba, makikita ko, nasa harapan ko si Iba, bumabanat ng GS niya. Enjoy na enjoy siya, komportable. Habang ako, sakit na ng likod ko. Lugi to. Then the next ride, yun. Nakakuha ako ng email blast galing kay Sir Romy. Ride daw. Sabi ko, wala na. Kailangan ko na magpalit ng bike. If I'm joining this club, sabi ko, papalit na ako ng bike. So I did. So yun na yung long story nun.
So, the other thing about hombres is the amount of time you spend eating is generally the amount of time you spend riding. Eating and hanging out and talking. All right.
Ibang conversation Ibang conversation sa hombres. Iba doon sa ibang clubs. Ibang conversation sa hombres.
Okay. Can you expound more on that, Vic?
Actually, it's more of everything and anything under the sun eh. Hindi katulad ng except bikes. We don't talk of bikes. Yun na nakakatawa. We're a biking club pero we don't talk of bikes pag lumalabas, pag nasa ride. We talk on...
Sa Viber lang.
Oo, pero pinag-uusapan yung
pero pag nasa ride na, wala na yan. Wala na. We don't talk of bikes. Saka, ang maganda sa atin, hindi tayo namimili ng motor. Tama yung kanina. Walang brand, walang Kung sumakay ka. Enjoy the ride and that's it. Maiwanan ka, alam mo namang may mag-iiwan, may nakaiwan sa dulo eh. May maniniwala ako dahil I was one of people na minsan sinasabihan nila na maiwan ako sa likod. Tapos pag may nasiraan, ako yung nakatulak sa likod. Which nasanay na ko, masaya sa likod honestly.
Hindi ka nagmamadali.
Kasi you got to see everybody eh.
Yep.
At saka iintayin ka rin nila.
Oo, pagdating sa toll gate, aantayin niyo ako eh. Magbibilang si Sir Eric, may kulang eh. Ganun lang yun.
Iba ka mukha mo doon sa J-Mac.
Hindi na ako mag-jersey. All right. No, so I know Touie inherited us. So I'm not gonna ask that question. Dino. Well, actually, you already shared how you got into the hombres. So it's basically showing up and respecting riders and enjoying the group. And just keep on showing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically it's like the priesthood. You're basically just called into it. You don't barge your way in. You just find yourself drifting into the hombres, and even when people drift out, they can drift back in. If Richard comes back to the Philippines, I'm sure he'll drift back into the hombres. If Titon comes back, he'll drift back into the hombres. So it's cool like that. Richard had a great quote a while ago.
And if I may add, one of the more important rules of decorum, sabi nga ni Vic kanina, you can talk about anything except bikes while riding. The other important rule that I remember Randy wrote about is that while you're with a group, no matter how accomplished you are in your field, whatever your background is, whatever you want to do, or whatever you do in your daytime life, you're not allowed to wear that cap while you're in the group. Basta dito, you're just a rider who likes to eat and who likes to make kwento with everybody else. You're not allowed to wear the cap that you wear anywhere else. And by the way, that holds true for even the foreign members of hombres. I remember one time he is our regular ride buddy in the Bay Area in Northern California. His name is Zick. He's a Mexican American. And he came to the Philippines, kaibigan siya ni Richie, nakiride sa amin. And at that time, I think there were like two, one Australian and one American Mexican riding with us, coming down from Sagada, I think, going to Ilocos. And on our way from Tagudin, going to San Fernando, La Union, you know, we've been in the Cordilleras for like the past 3 days. So first time mo makatungtong ng flat straightaways, hataw kami. Eh in front of us is yung ambulansya. So I was looking at these two foreigners behind Randy, because after me, Randy doesn't like anyone between myself and him because he's got bad eyes. So gusto niya, nakikita niya yung tail light ko. So sa likod niya yung dalawang foreigner. And when I made a signal to overtake the ambulance, the two guys hesitated. They didn't want to overtake the ambulance.
Kasi ambulansya eh.
So I was trying to pull them because Randy was behind me. Ayaw pa nila. So I went out again and I tried to make them to wave them through. And after much hesitation, they did finally. But when we stopped in San Fernando, so they asked, "Do you know that what we did there is illegal? Maybe in your country, here it's not." I said, "Why?" Because our ambulances here don't go. You see that ambulance? The guy was doing 40, 50 kilometers per hour. We will, you know. How can you not overtake an ambulance that's doing that in that speed?
No, and I want to be clear, no, that was the Sagada ride, no?
Yes,
And
yes.
the roads were completely open. It's not like you were overtaking in traffic and the ambulance couldn't move. There was a lot of space. You were not impeding it. When you overtook, you gave it a lot of room. As opposed to definitely if it was in the metro, if I'm on my bike, I'm gonna pull over.
Yeah, di ba tatabi tayo? But it was like in the
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Anyway, so I asked him. So okay, in your country it's illegal. So why did you follow me? After all, no. But I was able to only follow you because what did you do? How did you do it? Oh, I pretended I was also a motorcycle. I mean, I was also an ambulance. I was making woo 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 inside my helmet.
Also,
just to clear his conscience, he pretended to be a one screaming ambulance driver himself.
Also, my dad said, you got to remember, Titon at that time was an embassy official.
Oh,
So,
yes.
so syempre he's got to represent. But one of the things I've learned, and it's great starting off riding with the hombres, is really to be respectful of communities. And si Raymond Gabriel has a great comment here. By the way, walang wang-wang sa hombres. Diba, Dino? I had a GS. Wala akong wang-wang. Wala akong breakers.
Dino galit to sa wangwang eh.
Jolly, yung GS mo,
Di naman.
naka-wang-wang ba?
Wala akong oxide yung GS ko eh.
Eric, GS mo, may wang-wang ba?
Wala, pero may oxlight ako.
Ako may oxlight. Touie. Ay, wag na si Touie.
Tinanggal ko na. Hindi niya alam, tinanggal ko na natin.
No, because that's where I learned that as like an early rider, that I am a guest in these communities. Diba? And not to be abusive of their hospitality. I think that's one of the things I learned about from the hombres. Wait, so si Tiger sabi niya, nahuli si Kuya.
Just to add to what you said, Iba. Like after a couple of rides with the hombres, So I guess just like sige, konting context. Syempre, new rider. I guess I joined the traditional motorcycle group. I won't name them, pero yan, katulad
Name
ng sinabi ni
them.
Buck, yung may juice, may juice, may attendance, may kung ano. So it kind of turned me off motorcycle groups. And until now, I think 90% of my rides, I ride alone. But, the nice thing about Hombres is like after a couple of rides with Hombres, this is basically a group of men. Well, a group of people, now that there are
Man
also
love.
women. It's a group of, yeah. It's a group of people who ride like they have nothing to prove. I mean, everyone's parang, especially since I think Hombres, the 8 founders of Hombres were relatively older and experienced when they started Hombres. So that kind of carries on the mood and tone of the group. So it's like people parang wala. There's nothing to prove. You don't have to prove that you're the fastest or that you're the bravest or that you're the most adventurous or whatever. Parang
Ikaw yung may
chill
pinakang
lang,
maraming
relax lang,
nagastos sa
diba?
motorsiklo mo.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
because-
yeah. Or kung ano yung pinakamaraming ilaw, pinakamaraming kung ano, di ba? Parang none of that shit. Diba?
Wait,
Meron pa dyan
pero
yung nagpaparamihan ng kilometers.
but I just
yeah.
want to call out that Ruel Maranan is with the Hombres, and he's one of the swankiest looking riders around. Palaging nakamatch yun. Palaging Pero it's not. It's his thing, right? We accept everyone, and alam mo,
Yeah.
you know what else I like about the Hombres is walang basagan ng trip. As long as you're respectful, as long as hindi ka barumbado and you're all good. It's surprisingly a low barrier to entrance, but it's difficult to find people like that.
May exception tayo dun sa walang basagan ng trip. Si Doc Benji at saka si Richard Bolt. Hindi
Yun, palagi
hindi
nagbabasagan
pwedeng
ng
kumpleto, hindi pwede kumpleto ang Hombres ride no walang BMW versus KTM debate.
Okay, and that's a great.
You can diss each other's brands, pero joke lang naman at the end of the day, di ba?
At
Okay,
the end
and
of the day,
I
mas
just
maganda
wanna
pa
say,
rin ng KTM. Sorry.
no, I just want to say, okay, wala akong nakitang KTM na may wang-wang at saka blinkers. Kasi matatanggal yon, malalaglag yon.
Tunaw.
Nga, no?
Unless may barbecue stick ka, tsaka duct tape. Yan, di ba?
Yan. Must have. On the note, now we're talking about bikes. Let's talk about your bikes.
Ayun, di ba,
You were saying that Hombres isn't a bike-specific motorcycle club. What kind of bikes do you guys ride? Jolly, ikaw na magtanong. Tinanong ko na.
Iba nakalimutan mo yung NordVPN.
Sorry. All right. Yeah. We partnered with NordVPN through Podmetrics for you guys to also enjoy the same experience. They have an amazing promo right now that allows you to get 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months more free when you use the link that you can see right here and Bianca will share in the comments section. Just type in the code TNR before checking out. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for NordVPN now.
Yun. At saka iba, bago tayo magsimula sa usapang motorsiklo, meron tayong giveaway mamaya ulit. Oh my gosh.
All right. So, yung
Tama na giveaway, wala na kaming pera.
Yung mechanics ng giveaway is yung tunay na rider para sa'yo. And all you have to do is comment in the comments, and then we'll be doing one online also. So we're gonna be giving away a Tunay na Rider starter pack care of Label, Live a Balanced Life, Adventure Cycle, Yuasa, and a whole bunch of others. So
Ayun.
yung Tunay na Rider para sa inyo? Comment kayo.
Meron akong gustong iba tong isa pang question. May bonus question tayo.
Ano?
Sa mga nakikinig dun sa ating palabas ngayon, saan yung nabanggit ni Eric kanina yung saan daw ang tricycle capital of the Philippines? Kung comment ko ng tama yun, yun, yung unang mga comment ng tama, meron ka na agad motul stuff. Ayun, sige. So, ipagpatuloy natin ang palabas.
Bakit ako?
Wang-wang.
Kape, saka yung
Galing na sound effects.
Yun. Tunay na Rider Ito yung Tunay na Rider breakfast kit, 'di ba? Tunay na Rider coffee and June Tarok Ensemada. Pinaghirapan ni Jay Tarok to.
Oo, alam nyo ba, umaga minamasa ni Jay yan.
Bago siya pumapasok.
Di siya pwede umalis nang hindi siya nagmamasa.
Solar hands.
Alright.
Alright. Di ba
Jolly.
nga, usapan nga, sabi nga nila, hindi daw exclusive sa isang motorcycle brand ng Hombres. Kaya tanong natin yung mga bikes ng ating mga guests ngayon. Paikot tayo. Dino, ano ba yung bikes na ginagamit mo ngayon?
Okay. Sige. Alam
Ang hirap na tanong,
kasi so yeah, I have a GS. I have an R1200 GS, and I guess my most beloved bike is Rockster, which kind of freaks people out because they have no idea what the hell it is. Yeah, they're both BMWs. Sasabihin ko sana prototype pag linalabas ko kasi parang what the hell is that? Diba?
Actually, yung Rockster naman talaga parang yata yun parang face out na kasi yung 1150 tapos si BMW parang, uy, ang daming spare parts, gamitin nyo.
Gawa tayo ng legend.
Ilaw ng GS, sige, lagay natin yan.
Gulong ng 1200S.
Lagay natin yan. Fender ng R1100S, sige, lagay natin.
Pero it's nice. Both are nice bikes. Pero parehong BMW
Ba't wala kang wangwang?
GS yun
mawawala yung warranty kung walang wangwang, di ba?
Pero
mahuhulog yung badge.
alam mo, nagbibiruan tayo tungkol sa wangwang. You wouldn't be surprised because I was surprised too. A couple of weeks ago, with my military background from the school where I come from, a couple of last year, a lot of a former office mate of mine, a former both underclassmen, they invited me to join the ride. They're starting to ride, one rides Harleys, and then the other one rides GS, and then somebody from who came from the province came in. So naka V-Strom. So there were like half a dozen of us. We just had breakfast, and then they decided to start spreading the word that among PMA graduates, who among you guys ride. And it turns out they started, somebody, again, it started as a Viber group, a slang for a plebe. We call them a bugu. They started accounting for who rides, who among you guys ride. And it turns out, after about a week of canvassing all the different classes from, at that time I was the oldest, from class 79 to class 2011, I guess. 241 big bikers among these
PMA.
Armed forces and PNP officers. So then they call themselves, we call ourselves using the slang bugu. Bugu is like a term of endearment among us. Or once you are a plebe, you're considered a bug, or tinagalog nila bugu. So when somebody comes in and you don't know him and you're not sure whether he is a fellow graduate, you will whisper to your classmate, "Pare, bugu ba yan?" So it's something like that. And they're now working on the logo. There's been a debate, and I mentioned this because These are 241 potential wangwangs on the road.
Okay.
Di ba? Di ba? Kasi nakikita natin, di ba, yung lahat ng nag-graduate dun sa, 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 yung, ano yun, Highway Patrol Group riding
HPG.
course.
Si Jolly,
Yeah.
graduate dyan.
Executive course.
Ang dami.
Wala akong wangwang,
Yun yung na-impluwensya ng wangwang. Eh, sa atin parang, well, si Jolly lang yata ang graduate doon, tsaka dad niya. Di ba?
Walang wangwang sila.
Pero hindi nila na ano yung wangwang.
And then ikaw rin, Eric. I mean, you don't. So there's no real. I mean, if anyone has a right to, diba?
Yeah.
But you
So
don't.
anyway, shout out sa mga sa bugo-bugo riders dahil they're just forming themselves. In fact, mabuti nakaisip ako merong dating boss na mas senior sa akin eh. Kasi doon sa listahan ako yung lumalabas sa pinakamatanda eh. Oh my God. Parang kung kailan lang, I used to be in the pinakabata. But anyway, I am a senior citizen now. I'm an almost grandfather twice over. Nanganak na kaya yung si
Ay, nagme-message pa si Emil dito sa show eh.
Nasa waiting room alas
Para wala pa yata. Emil.
Si Emil. Sumagot. Pare,
Kabanatuan. Oo, sama
Huwag mo
natin sa
huwag mo lagay yung sagot sa tayo lugi iba, huwag mo pakita yung sagot.
Nasa comment section na eh.
Ano,
Di pa sabi ni Emil.
Di pa.
Di pa daw, di pa.
Hindi ka pa lolo once over.
Okay. Pizza pa lang. Pero yung apo ko na isa, yung lalaki, yung nauna, yung tatay nun rider din. Kaya lang, naka-oilhead din yun. Naka 1150 Roadster sa Barcelona.
Oh. Very beautiful choice of bikes.
Yeah.
Pero ikaw, Eric, ano yung bike na ginagamit mo?
Ako, yung mas bata kong bike, yung TR650 na Husqvarna.
Yeah, Husqvarna Racing, which is the bastard of a KTM and BMW.
Yeah. And of course, my 19-year-old 1150 GS, similar to Jolly's bike, that's got 124,000 kilometers on it. 100,000 of those are mine.
Wow.
Nice.
Because I got it with 24,000 miles on it. Kilometers. Kilometers. 100,000 are all mine. And of course, I have a city scooter. I have a Taiwan.
When we were actively riding with Hombres, I think that's more relevant. I was using a K1200 RS, and I would switch with my dad with yung 650 GS na Dakar. Tapos I remember we would switch around kasi like we had the CB750 na 97 model and GSXR 1000 2001 model. So yun yung parang nagre-rego doon sa amin when we were riding with our own Hombres. But currently I used my dad's 1200 GS that he was using naman with the Hombres for 5 years, and then I finally found my dream bike.
Forever bike.
Yung DOHC na R1200 RT, which I've always wanted, and I think that's the reason why you have an idea why I put a lot of wang and all that crap on it, kasi it was really
meron?
it was really
Wala akong sinasabi.
No, it was really built for the cops. Merong nga
It's a police bike.
RTT, diba? So
Yeah, it's a police
RT,
bike.
parang ganun. More than being bossy on the road, I would use that. Parang ginawa ko lang siyang parang decals, something like that.
Yep. No, because that's the look of the bike. It really is a police bike.
Right. And just to add to it, people may disagree or may agree with me, but whenever I'd go home and I'd commute, I'd always come across an ambulance that's stuck in traffic. And it really irritates me that Filipinos don't know how to move. So I move them using those wangwang.
Yon. So you actually help the ambulance get to its destination.
I do it maybe at least twice or thrice a week. And the ambulance drivers, even the HPGs themselves, come to me and say thank you. They don't even know who I am. Yung decal ng bike ko is a Spanish police pa, policia. That doesn't make sense. I'm not even representing faking being HPG or PNP or anything like that. It's just more of when the cars see the red and blue, they should move. And marami pang iba matigas ulo, but I mean it helps. Hopefully I got to save a life or two,
Yon. So if you're gonna you gotta save a life, right? It's not just so you can freaking overtake.
For sure.
You're using it for good. Though the legality is questionable.
Yeah, well, sometimes for me, life over legality, you know what I mean?
You gotta balance it. Correct.
Sometimes you gotta use your head na lang eh.
Now, speaking of saving lives, I just want to share. We I don't know if everybody here is Eric saving their life story. So we call Eric Commander. And Dino shared his earlier, and I just want to share my Eric saving my life story, and the life of Jay, Tarok, and Bing Tan. So when we were doing Motorcycle Diaries, we decided to do the Cannonball Run. No, and we asked Eric for directions, like to help us figure out the route around the country. And Eric took his time and he tried to patiently explain to us.
Wala pang ways nun iba.
Wala pang ways.
Wala pa.
And then he told Doc Michelle when he went home, these guys are not gonna make it. They're gonna get lost. there's no way these guys. So the day before, and keep in mind, we spent like a month preparing. Si Jay nag-exercise, you know what I mean? And then we printed out a laminate pa ng map, yung ganon, may practice runs pa kami. And then we booked a hotel room and we decided to go there like the day before and get some rest and sleep. Si Eric calls me up after office and he goes, hindi pa kayo nag-take off? May motor ba para sa akin? After work, he goes and he joins us and he leads us through the whole Cannonball Run. Walang rest, ha? And this is right before he became a senior citizen, Eric. So, when was this?
That must be around 2012.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's hardcore, man. That's hardcore. So I gotta say, thank you, Nino.
No. 2015.
2015. Yep. That was just 6 years ago. That's not too long ago. So, Eric is hardcore.
Chamba.
Chamba.
Anyway, that I remember that K1200 Touie that you started riding with. That was the bike that I caught up with in Roosevelt.
Yes. Very very fast bike of the 90s.
Kaya pala Touie nung nabanggit ko nakapulot ako ng K1200, parang uy K1200 RS.
Maraming kwento 'yun. Yeah, iniba na nga kulay ng dad ko para hindi mahanap eh.
Wait a minute. I noticed a pattern here. Akala ko yung hombres hindi motorcycle specific. Pero lahat kayo naka-retro BMW ah.
Retro ba yung motor ko? Yun na nga yung pinaka-modern na motor ko, yung GS na yun eh. Pero alam mo iba,
Eric is a living GPS guy. He knows every tree at every fork at alam pa niya. This is true. Kasi he was telling us, doon sa fork, may malaking puno in the middle of whatever. At alam niya yung mga karinderya sa bawat kanto.
Ay, alam mo, speaking of fun, naalala ko tuloy nung 2018 to 17, nung pumunta tayo sa Zambales, sa iba,
Oh, yeah,
yung,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Kila Philip.
Tumirik yung GS nung dad ko. Tapos si Eric yung nag-ano sa amin, nag-imply
Nagsaklolo.
sa amin. Oo.
Doon sa
Grabe
kanto yun ng ano yun. Sa kanto yun ng San Felipe. Galing
Yung intersection talaga.
doon sa may pagkaliwa, may
May beer garden.
yung tama. May beer garden doon tayo ng ano ba hiningi natin, tubig or something?
Tubig, oh. Lumalabas kasi yung mga sumasayaw yata.
Tanghaling
Uy, sarado pa kami, oh, bro.
Naglalabasan yung mga stay in na GRO. Nakita si magtatay. Si John. Ano yun? Birthday ni ano yun?
Uy, naka BMW.
Birthday ni Philip yun. Nag-overday kami. Si Noel, si dad mo, di ba? Si Rolly, si Jolly, ako. 4 kami. Tsaka si Pas Eddie. 5 kami. Nung pabalik namin, sumilong kami doon sa gilid. Biglang, oops, beer garden pa ito pagkagabi. Kasi lumalabas yung mga babae. Yung bagong gising.
Nakapantulog.
Nakapantulog.
Naalala ko yun.
Nakagano ng tuwalya. Oh. Sir, sarado po kami. Hindi makikisilong.
Pahilang tulog. May tubig. Naglabas ba ng tubig?
I mean, okay, so they help, and it goes to show you, you don't judge a book by their cover, right? Alright.
Alam mo, hindi na
Jolly. PNA spiel.
Yeah. Teka lang. Hindi eBay, no? Teka lang. PNA, ayun.
Nawala.
Last week kasi, alam nyo, last week.
Flashback kasi batang-bata pa si Jolly noon. Feeling ko may naka-imprint sa memory niya yun eh. Nawala na sa ano.
Yun ang
grabe.
first time niya makakita ng nakatapis.
Hindi tayo makauwi nun. Parang
you should be grateful to those young ladies and older ladies for helping you out, man. Anyway, PNA spiel. Segue.
Alam nyo, second year anniversary ng PNA ngayong August. Sipin mo yun, di ba? 2 taon na natin ginagawa yung kalokohan na to. Sila din. So ngayon, sa August, meron tayong not 1, not 2, not 3, pero 4 na live streams in total. So, like, follow, and share. Tune in kayo sa Facebook page ng Podcast Network Asia. So, search nyo sa Facebook, Podcast Network Asia. So, sa August 20, August 20, 27, 20 and 27 yun. At 6:30 p.m., yung mga live streams nila ngayon, maraming mga fun games, kulitan, at saka chikahan. Halo-halo ng inyong mga favorite podcasters. So may mga exciting prizes din na available from Shure at marami pang iba. So nood kayo ng live stream, di ba? Nagbibigay ako ng love advice sa mga live stream nila.
Love advice galing sa isang single.
Alam ko yung love advice, syempre, kaya nga ako.
Sigurado ba tayo na single si Jolly?
Oo, sigurado kami.
sigurado ako Twitter.
Alright.
Pero alam mo, iba, okay na yung usapang motorsiklo eh. Di na natin kailangan tanungin ang hombres kung ano ang kanilang holy grail or ano ang next bike. Kasi karamihan naman sa kanila, di ba? Yung alam na nila yung gusto nilang gawin eh.
Wala silang pakialam sa bike.
Okay, so I just want to say that most of the hombres, they either have classic bikes that have been with them forever. Hindi sila yung buy and sell ng motor. Or they have brand new KTMs. Yun lang yung mga bikes nila. Off to you, Ba.
Yeah.
Ito ang niche ng hombres. Mga destinations. Ito ang segment na to brought to you by OGAWA Massage Chairs.
Thank you, Bianca.
Salamat, Bianca.
I forgot.
Umpisa ako kay Sardino. Saan yung mga memorable na biyahe nyo with hombres?
Wala. Yung memorable, yung pagkain lang eh.
Oh.
Ano yung pinaka-memorable meal mo with the hombres?
Consistent Yan, itik.
Itik.
Yeah, itik. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
then, yung first ride niya sa Clark.
Meron akong gustong,
Si Toto yung nagturo sa atin noon, dude.
Yes, exactly. Si
That's
Toto.
right. I remember that. Oo. Eric,
What do you mean? Ano yung question?
your most
Favorite
memorable hombres ride.
Maybe one of the most memorable rides the hombres we've ridden everywhere. Was even one West Coast ride, but to me was maybe the North Loop that we did. The very first time that the group, I think there were about 25 of us, because it's not just the regular hombres, because we had sila George Briones, yung
TNT, tumba ng tumba.
Tumba ng tumba. we had some of the Pokpoks, Alvin and
Club
Nestor
PK,
and
Club PK, Club
Club
PK.
PK was with us.
Para medyo
The
PG.
hombres. Yeah, the hombres.
Si Alvin, si Toto, kasama rin.
Yeah, Alvin, Toto, and that other guy from Bicol. Anyway, there were about 25 of us. And it was supposed to be a 4-day ride. First night it was supposed to be in Tuguegarao. Second, no. Yeah. No. What was the first?
Eric, it
first
doesn't
night?
matter.
Yeah, anyway, on the second day, Ilagan, Isabela. Dahil yan yun ang hometown ni Doc Paul. Ang unang destination, yung kay Doc Paul. Problema, si Doc Paul, pupunta sa hometown niya, dun pa lang sa Mabalacat exit, tumumba na siya. Iniwanan yung bike kina Cesar. And kailangan maiwanan na siya sa Ilagan. On the second day, it was supposed to be Ilagan to Pagudpud. We were supposed to sleep in Pagudpud. Sa Sanchez Mira.
I can't believe you remember all of this, Eric.
Before that. So, first casualty, Doc Paul. Second casualty, in front of me, si Adi Topacio just overshot.
Sanchez Mira.
Right-hander, a sweeping right-hander overshot, and he was in the air for maybe 2 seconds before he landed on the rice paddies, and we had to take him out of there. So first things first, you call the support vehicle, and support vehicle is Ruben and whoever were riding there. Pagsabi ko, can that come here because you'll have to bring Adi to the hospital? And lo and behold, it was Iba's dad who answered the phone, and he said, "No, we can't do that. Why? Iba just blew his front tire, and we're on our way to the hospital." Can you imagine managing 2 crashes in 2 successive towns in a span of 5 minutes? I mean, within a 5-minute period, 2 incidents in two adjacent towns of Cagayan. So anyway,
Wait, I just want to add, this is the time when Sanchez Mira, puro straight yun, right?
yeah,
So I took the time
Yeah.
to change yung interior ng bike ko. It was the Dakar 650. Mali yung pagpasok nila ng pito. So as it was going, naputol yung pito. So instantly nag-deflate. Nag-high side ako. As in, it threw me off the bike. I'm flying and then I land on the ground and I'm sliding across the ground. I just see grass, gravel, grass. And then I
Nakadapakan
didn't want to
dun sa slide.
move. I didn't want to move because I was like, okay ba yung arm ko? Okay ba yung legs ko? Like, I was just lying face down on the ground. And then may lumabas sa mga bahay ko. Ay! Patay na! Patay na! So, that was
Anyway, so hanap kami ng bahay ni Kapitan. We had to look for another vehicle to transport Adi because Iba's Iba's bike is, I don't know, sila Toto yata ang nag-assist kay
si
Iba.
Toto is and the great thing about the Dakar is same front tire as the same
21.
size. Oo, 21 eh. So madaling makahanap ng interior.
Mga XR, mga DP.
Yeah. Anyway, so finally we got to the next town. We found a doctor who can fix who gave Iba a splint, and then but Adi had to be brought to a hospital in Lawag.
Lawag.
So, we rented, he had to be in the ambulance. We arranged for the bike to be shipped to Manila.
Naubusan sila ng X-ray film. So hindi ako nakapag-X-ray and Adi was worse shape because his hip na-dislodge, natanggal sa sakit, 'di ba? Ako, sugat-sugat lang.
So anyway, finally at 8 p.m., we were ready to roll from Sanchez Mira to our reserved villas in some resort in Pagudpud. So we were, a little drizzle. It was I think January or February. So it was kind of cold. So the following morning, when I was accounting for everybody, and we started to look back at what happened, so I said, "Sayang, we did not even get a chance to stop and take our photos in the Pagudpud Patapat Bridge."
Kasi gabi na.
Kasi 9 o'clock na kami dumaan eh.
So ako, injured ako.
Sumagot si Romy. And then, years later, Romy would see this famous landmark bridge. Especially si Raymond at saka si Malu mahilig mag-sandwich bite shot doon sa bridge na yon. Sabi sa akin ni Romy, Commander, sayang hindi pa tayo nakakadaan dito. Romy, dumaan na tayo dyan. Hindi mo lang alam. Bakit? Gabi. Ha? Sabi niya. Dumaan tayo dyan gabi. Sana hindi mo lang sinabi bakit. Nakakatakot yun, ha?
No, I just also want to share because resources were spread so thin. And I was injured. I didn't get a complete checkup. I had to drive Adi. So in the car. Kasi Ruben had to take care of the backup team had to take care of the bikes, right? So ako yung nagda-drive. I'm like, aray, ang sakit.
So the less injured drove for the more injured. Ito ngayon maganda. Pag balik na kinabukasan, so dadaanan namin sa ospital. So on the way, kasi magbabagyo pa kami. Last stop would be Baguio. From Pagudpud to Baguio yung next third day ride. Pagdaan namin ng ospital, wala na hong tupasyo dito. Bakit? Saan doon? Nag-check out na ho. Kanina hong breakfast, nag-check out na. Bakit? Saan pupunta? Natawagan namin, nabutan namin, pasakay ng eroplano. Oh, Adi, ano nangyari? Merong flight eh. Oh, so, di umalis na ako sa ospital, uwi na lang ako sa Maynila. Yung kinonfine sa ospital, nag-check out pag-isa niya, uwi siya sa Maynila. So, that was hell of a ride. And then on the way from Manila, we were supposed to take Nagilian Road going up, coming from the north. Dahil nagkawala-walaan, I had to chase someone. We ended up taking Marcos Highway. Nahati yung grupo. Of course, we stayed in Mike Hotel, another Hombres affiliated
Establishment.
facility. And you cannot imagine my sigh of relief when we got back to Manila. Of course, it doesn't spare us from, we've lost quite a number of hombres in the past. Si Doc Paul, of course, he had cancer. Francis Varela,
Yusek.
he had an accident while he was riding with the TAT. Si General Briodica, one of the best friends of Jolly's dad. I think he had a heart thing. And then, of course, Alan Ortiz.
Yeah.
So, we've gone a long
COVID
way.
patient number 1.
Some have moved on. But, we're happy. We're a decade and a half riding together. Seems like yesterday.
Yon. On that somber note, it's time for a giveaway.
Woohoo!
All right. I mean, I don't know how to do that segue it any better. No, but we definitely miss the other hombres. And what better way to celebrate their lives than by giving away stuff to our friends watching? Naks. Oh, pwede yun.
Yun.
Pwede. That's a good segue.
Ayan. So, iba, yung mga malulupit nating mga tanong is yung mga sa comment section, yung mga sumagot ng ano ang tunay na rider para sa kanila. At number 2, ano ang tricycle capital ng Pilipinas? So ngayon, ano ba yung mga ipapamigay natin ulit, iba? Breakfast showcase. Courtesy of
What? Saan ko nalagay yun? Tunay na Rider coffee. Available on Shopee. And we will send you Tunay na Rider coffee. And we will also be giving away a 20% discount from Adventure Sport Yuasa. Adventure Sport?
Tama.
Adventure Sport Yuasa. Thanks to Carrie and Christine. And get ready.
Meron tayong, tama ba to? Label? Papamigay ng label?
Label. We
Wala
will
na yan.
be giving a
Yung ano muna,
Live
iwasan
a
mo
Balanced Life jerseys. And I'm not a jersey guy because it makes me look like J-Mac, but I will wear this with pride because I believe in what they stand for. Live a Balanced Life. And then we'll be also doing a promo this week. So Bianca, do you have the wheel ready?
Yun. Anong
Ito,
unang ano?
Yuwasa to,
Iwasan muna. Okay.
May pasok na ako.
Sakto. Bilisan mo. Tara.
Okay,
Alright.
Yuwasa.
Spin that wheel.
Konti
Yuwasa.
sumali,
Good luck, King. Aba, si Christian David.
All right.
Coach.
Nanalo pa si Coach.
Wow.
20% off Yuasa from Yuasa Adventure Cycle. We will send you the gift certificate and connect you with Carrie and Christine. All right, ngayon.
Label. Label na?
Wait. Hold on. Bianca, they don't have to answer both, huh? Hold on, let me check private chat. Bianca? What? They don't need to answer both. It's just one.
Either.
Doon muna tayo kay Touie.
Doon muna tayo kay Touie. Balik sa show.
Ano nangyari?
All right. It's so we want a lot of people on that wheel. We want a lot of people to have a chance to win. Not both. Si Jolly panggulo eh.
May ano naman ako sa'yo?
Touie, tell us about Detail Manila.
No. What was the question again? I got lost.
Memorable rides.
Or memorable meal with the hombres.
Okay. Paano ba? I think si Boss Eric will agree with this. the first, maybe the first few months of us riding with the hombres, we would go to the destination and then chit chat and eat, yun nga, fried itik, and whatever, yung cafe dun sa Clark. I
Yung
can't
may mga
remember.
magandang yung may mga magandang waitress. Ano yun?
Cafe.
Ano nga yun?
May
Pucha,
iba pang
Cafe
kwento yan.
Mesa.
Cafe
Mesa.
Mesa.
Alam mo, yung dad ko, tuwing nag-ride, di ba? Parang, uy, mag-ride ako kasama hombres. Uy, sige, sama ako. Ay, hindi, sa Cafe Mesa lang kami pupunta. Sayang ride mo dun. Tapos, nung first ride ko, nawala yung dad ko, kasama ko hombres. Tapos natanong ko pa si Tito Romy noon, ano ba meron sa Cafe Mesa? Masarap pa pagkain doon? Hindi, maganda lang yung view doon. Anong view? Tapos pagdating ko doon yung poster ng mga waitress.
Hindi, ako same. Yun nga, whenever it would be Cafe Mesa, hindi na rin nagra-ride yung dad ko with the hombres. And then, parang in succeeding rides, magkukwento sila Boss Eric about a certain Bluetooth. So parang ako, what the hell is Bluetooth? Like, hindi ko...
Mahirap kung mga senior yung kasama mo.
Like, yeah, I was very, very lost. But anyway, Bluetooth pala is this. I guess you guys know what that is already.
Ay, di
So,
namin alam yun.
No, we don't need to
Wala kaming
explain. Moving on.
yeah, no. Pero very memorable for me, I guess, is kami ng dad ko, we were very known to be the U-boys. And
The U-turn boys.
the U-turn boys. That's what we were called. So, parang my dad was kind of branded as a very antisocial guy. And I was the son of the antisocial guy. So, dadating kami sa destination and bababa ng motor kunyari, pero hindi na magtatanggal ng jacket, sakay ulit. And then si Boss Eric will be like, oo nga pala, uwi na kayo. Sige, bye. Like, people got used to us like that already. And my dad took
9:30
pride
Sunday,
in...
9:30 Sunday mass nyo kasi, di ba?
Oo.
Correct. 10 o'clock. Oh,
Yeah,
so...
they have to be home by 9:30 to change.
9:30
10 o'clock
to
na.
change. Correct. Pero syempre, there would be exceptions. May mga ride na yun, may mga na-aksidente, kailangan tulungan, etc. So we would get home sakto we go straight to church na at 10:15, tapos pasok kami sa simbahan, mga tao parang, sino itong mga Robocop na to? Parang ganun. Yeah, so those were the more memorable rides for me with hombres.
All right, yun.
Okay na
I
iba.
feel a lot.
Ano?
Ang daming nangyayari doon sa kwento ni Touie Gumante. All right, now we're gonna be giving.
Bianca.
All right, Bianca, add the reel to the screen.
Yan.
We're gonna be giving
Yun.
away one of the Live a Balanced Life label jerseys. Spin that wheel.
Galing nung label na jersey na to, Ibo. Tingnan mo, pag magre-racing ko, may lalagay ng number. Susulat mo ng pentel pen.
Talaga? Galing ah. Grabe naman.
Tama na,
Ayaw ko
Monzit.
na.
Hindi.
Galit na naman si Bing.
Huwag na kayo Monsit. I-roll
Huwag
pa
na kay
natin na
Monsit.
isa.
Sandali kung hindi humirit si Monzit sa chat, gagawin natin ulit.
Donate mo na sa iba yan.
Oo nga, Monzit, donate mo na.
May kardo ka na.
Binigyan ka na ng cardo eh. So Monzit is the big boss at Triumph. I'm gonna do it again. Sorry, man.
Champion sa ruleta.
Grabe ang swerte niya. Again, spin that wheel.
Kaya ka Lotto.
Spin ulit.
Emil Mananquil. All right, I'm done with that. It's his lucky night. His wife is about to give birth. His dad is on the show.
Nice.
Emil, congratulations.
Congrats.
Emil, nanganak na ba Emil?
Nanganak na ba? Kung hindi
Hindi
yeah,
nagko-comment eh. Baka busy.
I just want to say thank you, Monsit.
Napilitan si Monsit. Binuli natin eh.
Cyberbullying. All right.
May ano pa iba? May consolation prize pa tayo.
Meron
Ano,
yung consolation
starter
prize
pack.
natin.
Tunay na Rider Starter Pack.
Okay, one more spin. Okay, Bonzi
Oh.
can win this. This is a
Edward
Tunay na Rider
tsaka-
starter pack. You got Tunay na Rider coffee. You got a whole bunch of stuff from Motul.
Uy, Coach Mel.
Coach Mel.
Coach Mel.
Anak naman.
All right. And I guess
Okay.
that is, let's wrap up the show. I've got class in a bit.
Yun.
Any last words from you guys before we
Magdadalawang
say
oras
goodbye?
na
Words
tayo.
of wisdom. Touie, a shout out to Detail Manila for your
Yeah,
motorcycle
well,
detailing needs.
shout out to them. Shout out to my current group siguro now, yung Tito Moto. Parang it's funny kasi it's a transition of riding with about to become seniors and senior citizens to people who are actually my age. Kasi I guess this is this is the time yung itong 30s, like 20s medyo mikita na, nakakabili na ng bike, etc. Ako, I just got lucky, riding my dad's bikes. So, yun lang. I just want to tell everybody to ride safe. Always wear a helmet. I've crashed many times, and you don't want to crash without a helmet. So be safe and wear a face mask.
Yan. All right, Dino.
Oh, okay.
Gulat ka.
Oo nga. Oo nga. Pinapakinggan ko lang si Touie. Anyway, so I guess, tip. I mean, something I learned from hombres, like, when you're riding out there, it's not a track, right? You don't get medals, you don't get points for anything. So, you don't have anything to prove to anyone. So ride like you have nothing to prove. Parang just
That
relax.
words to live
Nice.
by, man. Solid
Ride
yan.
without
Yan.
wang-wang.
Eric.
That's a personal choice.
Tito Eric.
Yes, in this almost year and a half of lockdowns, although medyo motorcycling is one of the more socially distant activities that you can do, but a lot are still getting infected because of the getting together during stops and what have you. Let's continue to stay safe, not just while we're riding, but while we interact with our friends. I mean, Alan Ortiz was one of the first Filipino casualties of COVID, and he didn't even make it back to Manila when he did it, when he was taken by COVID. So please, let's continue to play it safe. There's still more roads to take. There's still more roads to travel on our motorcycles, and be good to one and all. Thank you.
Yon. And on that note, thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight. And my group, everybody's group, Hombres, this is where I learned my moto ethics. And yeah, no, it's true.
Mhm.
And next week we've got I guess one of a totally different group. We've got James
Totally
Aguila
different. And
and James Yap as our guests. And then I think we also want to talk about the different types of I think we want to do this again with different clubs. No, I think this is a great. This is our first club, and I think this is a pretty fun show.
hindi,
We
may
can
litas
find out
tayo
the culture.
dati.
That's true. The Litas. All right, and that was our episode tonight. Stay safe, stay socially distant, and we are out. Buck,
Thank you sa
Gabi.
Popsocket,
Bye.
Otterbox, Yuwasa, Adventure Motorsport, Podcast Network, Ride Manila, at syempre sa Ogawa.
Thank